Hey guys, it is week 6, and I'm here to answer Eric's question of what are you most looking forward to when you are a music educator. So, I'm not exactly sure I could nail it down to one thing, or even like a couple things. This is a hard question. I'm really excited to work with students on an individual level, even though I'm mostly going to be seeing them in a band level. I know, Eric, you were talking about, just like being able to like control stuff. I feel ya. I mean, yeah, it is kind of selfish, but we'll be good at it, so it's okay. Yeah, just being able to kind of have my own ideas and my own opinions and my own way of doing things. It's mostly what I'm looking forward to. And definitely like teaching students more. I taught students, mostly saxophone students, which was kind of weird, but whatever, over last summer, the summer going into freshman year of college. And it was really rewarding, especially I had 5 students, and one was also learning flute, but I taught her on saxophone too. And most of them were really good, and they'd practice, and I was really surprised. I was like, oh, they really like it. And one student, I put out these lesson flyers, like, hey, come take lessons from me, yay. And this one student, his mom actually contacted me, and with the other ones it was really just like them, and so I was like, does he want to do this? And so I was like, well, I could teach him jazz, I could teach him classical, and she's like, well, he wants to learn jazz. And so the first lesson I show up, she's not there because he's like a freshman in high school, so he can take care of himself. And so I asked him, I was like, oh, so I heard you want to learn jazz. And he's like, no. I was like, oh, well, what do you want to learn? He's like, I don't like saxophone. I was like, oh, okay. Well, and at that point I'm like, well, this isn't going to be really that great, is it? But, his mom is expecting me to teach him and help him improve, so that's what I had to do. And depending on what age level I decide to teach, mostly I'm looking at the collegiate level eventually, but, I've got to start somewhere, so I'll probably be teaching middle school, high school, possibly elementary school, for a little while, at least until I go back and get my master's and doctorate degrees. And so, with him, it was his decision that he didn't like saxophone. And I was like, okay. Well, and you gotta think, well, why don't they like saxophone? Well, I don't like math because I'm not good at math. I don't like science because I don't want to deal with writing up lab reports because that's stupid to me. So, so I assume I hadn't really heard him play at that point. I was just kind of like thinking in my mind, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. And so I was like, okay, well maybe, you've got to be honest. Not all of your kids are going to be good. I was like, he's probably just not that good at saxophone. Like, you got to be honest with yourself. You don't have to tell them that, but you have to start somewhere in your mind. You have to have the right mindset, to go into it. And so, when I heard him, I was like, I didn't make that face, but, his tone wasn't that great, he didn't have anything really to play, he had, like, marching band music, and that's about it, and, marching band music isn't fun if you're just practicing it by yourself, really, and he played tenor, so he never really had the melody, so it's kind of a bummer. So I got him some actual, like, saxophone literature, and then he started working on that, And, you know, we worked on kind of just making his tone better, because if he likes how he sounds, he's gonna practice. You know, if he's a better technician than, you know, his tone is, he's not gonna want to practice because he doesn't sound good. You know, even if he can get all the notes, they're still not gonna be pretty notes. So I really wanted to make him like his sound, or help him to like his sound. So he would actually, like, practice when I went off to school. And actually, one day, I taught him 2 times a week for half an hour. And actually, one time, I taught him Tuesday and Thursday, and one time it was on a Tuesday, and, you know, of course, all these times, I, like, leave, and I'm like, okay, you gotta practice. And he'd be like, yeah. I'd, like, left thinking, you know, he's not gonna practice, like, And one time on this Tuesday, I came back, and he was so excited, and he told me all about how he practiced. Granted, it was for, like, half an hour, but he practiced, and he was excited, and I was so excited, and I was like, oh my gosh, he's so excited, this worked, okay. And then he played, and it sounded great, and I was just like, I, like, literally, on the way home, the lesson went fine, and on the way home, I, like, called my mom, and I cried. I was like, Mom, he got so excited, he sounds so good, and he likes saxophone now. And I just, you know, those kind of things, you know, I mean, there's the social aspect of it, but that doesn't have anything to do with me, really. That's more, you know, between students. But, you know, really getting kids to love music, that's what I'm really looking forward to. So I guess that's it. Story time, yay, now it's over. Alright, thanks, this is Zoe from the Clef-er Musicians, thanks for watching, this is week 6. So, I'll see you next week, bye.